Welcome back to Good Enough Photography. Today I will be showing you how I edit in Adobe Lightroom. I am using the mobile version of Adobe Lightroom because that is what I have, but you can use whatever Adobe Lightroom on computer or whatever you have it on. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps me out. I'm also a beginner photographer. Check my website out at goodenoughphotography.com, and let's get started. As you can see right now, I'm in Google Drive, just going through all the photos that I took the night before, picking out which ones I think that will look the best edited, or ones that I think would be interested edited. I know I'm not going to use all these, and I'm just downloading a lot of them because I like to have my camera roll, so I have a lot to edit at once. I am choosing photos that either I want to experiment with, like lighting, exposure, stuff like that, and photos that I think would genuinely turn out well as well. So I'm going to keep picking out photos and keep looking at them, and I'll cut back to when I'm ready to edit them. Okay, so I'm back. So I'm looking through my photos. I picked all the photos that I want to use. I'm probably going to pick more later, but it doesn't really matter. And so I think I'm going to use one of the photos I'm more comfortable with editing first as a tutorial instead of doing the ones that I'm just testing out. So we're going to choose this little tree branch thingy because it's very simple. I mean, I've worked with a bunch of plants before, and it's a very simple photo. There's no exposure lines or anything like that. It's not very dark, so I don't have to worry about noise too much. But so as you can see, as I'm cropping, there's a grid, and that's with the rule of thirds. You want the subject of your image to fit in 1/3 of said grid of whatever it is. And you don't want your subject to be like half or the whole thing. I mean, you can depending on the photo, but most of the time it is best to follow the rule of thirds. Right here, I'm attempting to make sure I am using the rule of thirds. I'm not the best at it, trying to get better. But, so, I'm just cropping it. Crop it however you like. It's really personal preference, how you crop your photos and what you do to them. So, we're going to go through the filters. There's light, color, effects, and detail. So, light really changes, the light, the shadows, the highlights, stuff like that. Color changes, the color values and stuff. Detail can add, filters that make, the darks darker, or, change the photo fundamentally rather than just a color filter. Detail is, noise reduction and sharpness, which is really to refine the photo. I don't use that all the time. Sometimes I just do simple. So we have, in light, exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, whites, and blacks. So all of those do kind of what they say. Exposure is like on a camera. The more exposure, the lighter, the less exposure, the darker. There is this line thing that you can use to adjust, but I kind of hate it, so I just use the little thingy-mabobber. So if you just go back and forth, you can see how you want it. Contrast kind of Contrast is kind of like the contrast between the colors in the background, so a little contrast makes it very washed out, but sometimes that can be good for a photo, and a darker contrast does the opposite. Highlights, it just enhances the highlights. Less highlights is less highlights. Shadows, yet again, enhances the shadows, it enhances the shadows. Whites, it enhances all the whites, and blacks enhances all the blacks, not just the shadows. Next is color. So with color, there's a few things. So we have two tones, and you can also do black and white. There is auto color and custom. I really just focus on this part. So you can color grade and change you could change the color of the highlights, the shadows, stuff like that. I don't really work with that. So tone changes from a cool tone to warm tone. Same thing with the bottom one. You could play with them to play around. Saturation and vibrance does what it says. The lower vibrance just completely washes out. Lower saturation washes it out. Higher does the opposite. Details, so texture adds, texture. The less texture you have, the more smooth it looks, which sometimes can look good, but sometimes looks a little AI or computer generated, so I kind of stay away from it. This one, it helps with so these are all darknesses and helping with the colors popping. I never really use vignette, but yeah. Sharpness, I don't use it too much. It can change if your photo's really poor quality. It can help with the quality. You mask it, you can do the detail, stuff like that. It is really helpful. I'm just not good at it. I'm better at the noise reduction, which is very simple. You just like slide it over and it like smooths all the noise out. Then you like there's color noise reduction and stuff, and it just all like helps smooth out the photo to make it look higher quality than it actually is. I use all these filters together to just help me like make the photo look better, and you just want to like there's always a vibe you want to go for. They do have preset filters and stuff. I never use them. I also never use auto edit because it's always kind of ugly, but a lot of times I'll just go back and crop. So let's actually start editing this photo, So I'm going through and editing like how I normally do. I tend to go for a more darker, more vibrant style. It's really good for when I make them look like oil paintings because they do have like a, not grungier, but like a deeper colors and stuff. So that's what I'm kind of going for right now. I may turn this one into oil painting, may not, but I still like it. I am using the, since it was taken at nighttime, to my advantage with the whole like extra darkness to it. So I just like go through, I play with all the filters, even though I don't use them. I just like sometimes I won't use them, but I still like to play around and see what it would look like just in case like I did want to use it. And so I just try out a bunch of different combinations and stuff, and I just keep going until I think I have a pretty good product. So here's where the madness kind of starts. I like to recrop my photos a lot sometimes. Like sometimes I'll find a good crop and I use it throughout the whole time. And then sometimes, like in this one, I am cropping, flipping, resizing, angling until I literally lose my mind because I just can't decide on how to crop it. So yeah, sorry about that. We're finally done cropping, so here's what it looks like, and that's what it looked like before. I'm just gonna switch between them a few times. So I'm gonna attempt to edit this photo next, since it is in the dark and like with the high exposure, it is a little more like noisy and a little more difficult to edit. So I'm gonna go through and attempt to edit this one, and hopefully it'll look okay with the lights and stuff. So I crop it, try to see how I would like the little mushroom to be. As you will see, I am kind of obsessed with cropping. It's gonna keep happening, but I'm just going around and like, what makes this look the best? What makes it look like an actual like professional photo instead of something that was taken off an iPhone, even though it wasn't, it was taken on a nice camera, but that's besides the point. But what makes this look good? Not just in my eyes, but like just good all around, you know, sort of thing. And the cropping madness continues as I struggle to figure out how to crop this image, which should be a lot easier to crop than I'm making it out to be. Like, I genuinely struggled with this for a while. So I finally finished cropping this one. I think it looks pretty good. So I think I did a really good job on that one, but I don't know. So for my next one, I used the flash, and I don't really use the flash at night, but I kind of had to. I usually try to like just up the exposure, but that also like makes it a little more noisy sometimes. So for this one, I used the flash, and I'm trying to combat the whiteness of the flash with the different filters and changing the colors and the exposure. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job getting rid of the like washing out of the flash. I don't like how the flash looks, so I try to like, make it look non-flashed. And yay, we're cropping again. But this time I had a better idea of how I was going to crop it, and I did a lot less cropping than before. I still did a unusual amount of cropping, because I'm like, oh, well, this is the final image, as I like have it sitting here, and then I'm like, nope, it's not. So I keep going. Again, I could have probably left it, but it's fine. I'm just going to keep cropping, and now I'm done. So it's not as bad as the cropping as last time, but yeah. So I'm going to take this image, which is kind of the same exact image in a way, but I'm going to attempt to crop it differently. So I'm cropping this one more horizontally than vertically, and I'm trying not to have everything centered, because when it's centered, it doesn't look as good as off-centered, because you want your the people looking at your eyes to like be drawn to a certain part, so they look at it and not just the center, to look at the photo more. So I'm just going around. I'm editing this one pretty similar to the last one, just so I can get like the same exact thing, but cropped differently. Could I have just taken the same exact one and cropped it differently? Yes, but I'm just going to do this instead. And so this is basically the finished photo. For some reason, I didn't like give you time to look at the whole thing. I just kind of like look through this and then like disappear. Sorry about that, but you kind of saw it. It looked the same, just different crop. And here I'm going to show you how sometimes editing doesn't always turn out, but I still like to edit the photos just to see, and well, you have to trial and error. So with this one, I really wanted all the pictures I took of this bird, I'd wanted. None of them worked, but you can watch me struggle. As you can see, I crop it like I normally do, and then it takes me a while to crop because I just can't figure out how to crop things, because I have a problem for some reason when it comes to cropping images. But yeah, so I'm trying to make this photo look less like it was taken in the dark and more like it happens to be dark, but the photo itself is lit well. You'll see what I mean. It doesn't really work, but I'm trying to make it look like the stork or bird or whatever it is like the head isn't blending into the background, but I also still want it to look night outside and not like it's just like blue or something. So I'm kind of struggling with that, but that's what I'm going for, at least. You can see me try for that. We are back to cropping as usual, because yet again I can't figure out how to crop any image, ever. It just always has to be recropped. I usually don't struggle this much. I was struggling a lot today with cropping, but that I kept it at that. As you can see, even though I didn't show, it wasn't the best. That's kind of why I didn't show it, because I didn't like it that much. So I'm going to do a lot of these birds trying to find the right bird. And actually I had a lot more footage of me trying to make the right bird, but my iPad crashed, so I lost that said footage. But yeah, I had like another half an hour of just me with various bird photos of this like metal bird, just trying to edit it to look good. I couldn't get any, so I'm gonna attempt another day to take some better ones or something. I have no clue. I don't know why I was struggling so much with this bird, and I don't know why I was so hung up on getting a good bird, but I don't know. So with this bird as well, you can tell there's a lot of noise still, and I'm just not extremely happy with it. After I'm cropping it, I don't really show it again, which I should have, but it's just not the best image I could have put out, and I really think I have to retake it, but I'm just going to keep attempting to use the ones I have, even though they're not working, but I haven't realized that yet in my head. So watch me edit another bird, and as you can see here, the sky gets like really blue, which is fine, but if I'm trying to make it look like nighttime, that weird like periwinkle color doesn't really fit the vibe I'm going for. And there's just a lot of noise and stuff that I can't get rid of, and I just don't like how the bird's head is blending into the trees or the sky when I attempt to fix the colors. So yet again, not extremely happy with this image, but I'm gonna keep going because I don't give up for some reason. Yeah. Guess what? We're back to cropping, and this one again. We already edited it, we already cropped it, but we're going again. I have more footage of just cropping this bird that I didn't add, because it's a lot of footage of cropping one bird. Also, I lost more footage of editing and cropping birds, because that's what I do with my life now. I edit and crop birds. Here's me looking for more birds that I can edit and crop, because that's all I do with my life. Edit and crop birds. Yeah, I did a lot of birds, and I lost a lot of footage of birds. So, thank you for watching my video. This brings us to the end. I am Good Enough Photography. I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe.